Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Samir, 3i team. I distinctly recall our meeting now, which was about 4 weeks ago. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. I've been after my marketing team's life to create this kind of a community for the last 3 years. And we failed miserably at that. So I never said this to you because I didn't want you to charge us more that day. But when I met you, I could actually see the passion that I had thought of in this community. And I'm so glad that we did it because the event is fantastic. This is a stage fit for a rock star. Your entry certainly was. So thank you very much for getting everyone together. Thank you very much for your time. I won't stand in between the celebrations and the entertainment for too long, but I do want to take a few minutes and talk about transformation, which I believe was the theme of the day today, in the context of whatever great work you're doing in your organizations. We do some work in the area of talent transformation. That's what our organization is all about. We work with some of the best organizations. Many of our partners are here, by the way, and thank you for your business. And we work in upskilling individuals so that they can actually add meaningful, they can add value to your organizations. That's what we do. We work with some of the best universities in the world. Stanford, MIT, Wharton are all our partners. And with them, we've developed high-quality programs, primarily with focus on AI, machine learning, and big data. So that's our expertise. But continuing with the theme of transformation, I want to talk about how our business has evolved, how that's transformed. And the root of that has to start from how your demands have changed for us, right? Now, if I go back 2 years or so, usually a learning organization would get incoming requests to the nature of, we have some budget, we have some high-performing individuals. Those individuals need to be given some program so that they don't leave us. And that was the role of an L&D organization or a talent transformation organization like us, right? And I always used to feel that we will never be able to do proper business this way because the business leaders are never talking to us. It's only the L&D teams. Now that's not the situation anymore. Today, the nature of requests that come to us are extremely smart. Like individuals like you talk to us about what's the structure of your team. In the context of data, if I were to give you a hypothetical situation, a team of about, let's say, 100 individuals, about 60 analysts, 30 engineers, 10 scientists, and these are the roles that they perform on an ongoing basis. This is the nature of clients that they support, or this is what they do for our business teams. And can you have curated programs for these individuals, where everything from the content to the program, to the structure, to the case studies are customized for your business? That's the level of intelligence that comes to us when it comes to program. The second lever of our business is technology. And a few years back, the only reason people would come to us is we want a partner who can deliver learning online. That's it. Because we know how to do it in a classroom, we don't know how to do it in online. You have a platform, can you do it for us? Right? That's no longer the case. People come to us asking for hyper-personalized pathways. Let me explain that. We acquired an organization called Superset 3 years ago. That's India's largest hiring automation platform. And Superset works with about 1,500 plus colleges and several working professionals. All of their profiles and their backgrounds are available with Superset. So when an organization like us now comes to us, you actually start off by saying that, look, I want technology that's hyper-personalized for every individual that's coming into the organization. Can you actually map their personas to my business requirements for the specific job roles? And then can you have curated learning pathways for each of these individuals? Not just for now, but for the next 3 years as they grow and add meaningful value to my organization. And that's where a lot of AI, a lot of machine learning is actually being built into our platform also now. So, if you were to work with us or at least experience our platform, you'll get to see all of that in action. The third lever that's changing, transforming for us is, I would say, instructors. Traditionally, requests would come to us for faculty members from MIT or Stanford or whatever for a 2-day workshop. Now the requests are very different. Now the requests are more about hands-on. How can someone actually bring the best case studies, use case scenarios from the best organizations in the world? And professors have, in a sense, taken a lot of backseat, and working professionals are now in the forefront. So many of you here in the room are actually instructors and mentors with us who actually added value to our program. So I would encourage you to do that. If you're passionate about this space, we can give you a platform where you can actually educate the next generation on these skills. So would love to essentially have some thoughts on that as well. These are the 3 facets, I would say, that are transforming the most for us. What it's doing for our business, I always say this with a lot of pride, probably from being an education company, we first went to a services organization, and now we are going to a consulting organization. Because for us to do all of this, our consultants have to come in and study your business very closely. We have to understand what business outcomes you want to drive. We have to understand what sort of team structures you've created. Is it the best? Then we have to give you inputs on what are the best organizations in the world doing on this area, right? So our organization is now metamorphosizing into a consulting organization. I think that's one big change for all education organizations that's happening. The second change is, I think our business is going from regular point programs to building more academies. Now let me explain that a bit. Some of our partners over the years who've worked with us have now started approaching us for putting in the infrastructure for learning, putting in the programs for learning, putting in the faculty members for learning, putting in the projects, assessment engines for learning, and all of that backed and stitched together through artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, when you put all of this together, it takes a certain amount of sense for this to be run seamlessly, as an education company would. So we build this for you, and then we run this for you for a period of, let's say, 3 years, and then we transfer it back to you. During that period of time, there's enough expertise created within your organization on all the realms that you require. So that's where we're getting now into the business of building these academies, operating them for you, and then transferring them back to you, right? The final point that I want to cover today is about 2 case studies which have stuck with me, where I think the work we've done has added tremendous value. Won't name our clients. Some of you may know them. But one of them is a large Middle Eastern financial services organization. And the mandate when we came in, from the CEO to the first layer, was essentially to bring down their branches of frontline banking from 80 to 8. That's about 1/10 of what the actual number was. This is a 5-year project that they ran. And at the heart of it, they said, look, there are 3 facets for us to change in the organization if this were to be a reality ever. Number 1, technology has to transform. So people have to understand technology. All the layers, the frontline guys, the mid-level guys, the top leaders, they all need to understand the impact of technology, and they have to talk technology. Second was data, which all of you are much more familiar with than I am. And so there again, they said not just the center of excellence for data, which is churning out reports and dashboards, but the leaders need to know how to draw meaningful insights from that. And the frontline guys need to know how they can actually make their job easy by using these reports that are being churned out by COE. So something for all of them, the entire organization in the aspect of data. And the third were customer experience. And their version was these 3 put together is actually going to transform our business. And lo and behold, they've actually done it. They have brought down 80 frontline banking branches to 8. And we worked very closely with them in terms of transforming their talent on all of these 3 areas that I talked about, on technology, on data, as well as customer experience. The other aspect is, the other case study that comes to my mind is from a large technology-oriented GCC with whom we worked for the last 4 years now. There, our equation is more of a help them ramp up fast, scale and deliver faster. Now, they have been hiring a lot of people over the last few years. I think the number is anywhere between 5 to 10,000, and they want to ramp up to about 30,000 people the next year. And so, which is where, our expertise in terms of finding the right people from the market, skilling them through fresher onboarding programs, deploying them in the organization, and then giving them a constant learning pathway for the next 3 years comes into play. So, these are the sort of things that we're doing. We're working very, very hard to make things happen, work with some of the best, largest IT organizations in the world, the largest banks, and with some GCCs. With your help, we can do a lot more. So thank you very much for the time. Samir, thanks again for having us here. And I look forward to an entertaining evening. Thank you.